This video is for people who really can't upgrade their keyboard or people who want to have the fastest way. So it's not going to work the best. It's for the fastest way and for the people who does not have a hotspot board and really just want to do something for the cheap and the budget. This video is for people who really can't upgrade their keyboard or people who want to have the fastest way. So it's not going to work the best. It's for the fastest way and for the people who does not have a hotspot board and really just want to do something for the cheap and the budget. This is a tutorial on how to make your keyboard sound better for beginners with barely any tools. First things first, we're going to get stabs. What you want to do is get a puller. You can use anything really to pull out the keycap. Then from there, you got to make this stem go up. So what you want to do is take it and pull it up. And when the actual stem is up, like right here, you get this little tiny hole. And you insert lubricant through it. There is no lubricant in this pen, but I'm going to use it to tell you how to do it. So imagine this is a brush and there's lubricant. What you have to do is go inside that hole and put it in. Feel it around, make sure it goes in very well. And then push it down, and you practically lubed your stabs on both sides, and it will sound better. The next tip is also for stabs, but can also be used for switches. Take a piece of paper, primarily toilet paper, and put it into the stab hole. Mine is meant for custom and normal, so that's why the keycaps have those two sides. But once it's inserted in, take something, push it in, and yes, it should make the sound. Tweezers to show you how to mod your switches all that great. Well, what you want to do is that if I press down the switch, you can see the other sides of the housing, right? You can see the insides. And from there, what you want to do is get a tool. This is a two-handed operation. Just press down for one of the areas and use the other thing. Imagine I'm pressing down with this, and the pen is a brush with lubricant. What you want to do is to put lube on the sides of the housings about 3 times. Do it for all the sides, and you will make a sound. You'll hear a sound difference. And how much of a difference? To check the sound difference, I took off my shift key and I put it onto the switch. This switch is lubed, and to make it more fair, this switch is in the same row, and here's the lubed. Stringy Falky, normal. There's a difference, as you can see. The next mod might seem a little bit absurd, beyond all things normally practical. So here is a normal mouse pad or desk pad, which one you call it, and obviously it sounds more muted, more quiet compared to without its teeth. Here's a normal spacebar. Here's it on this. There's a real big difference. I don't know if you can hear it through the camera, but there's a huge difference. So what you want to do is find a mouse pad about the same size as your keyboard, and then from there use double-sided tape and place the mouse pad onto the back of your keyboard with a double-sided tape. I won't do that because I don't want to, but yes, there's an actual sound difference. Next mod is quite simple as well. So as you can see, this one per area has a plate. And now I won't really do anything all that hard. This is a little bit weird, but first, what you want to do is take off all your caps, all your switches. I won't really do that right here, but take off every cap and every switch and the actual plate. Cut holes starting from here and going forward. This under area, and it'll be a softer, much more pleasant typing experience. And since not the whole entire plate is cut off, you'll still get a sturdy feel without any real sacrifice going around. The next mod is also for stabs. What you want to do is, let's take off this paper. Okay. What you want to do is lift it up a little by putting this here and lifting. And once you do that, you will see these sides from there. Put in tape on the sides right there and right here. Soak a stick and is a better grip to hold it in place. See, this one's a little bit more sturdy. Here's how it is. Then this one. There's more wobble within this one than this one. Now, you don't really have to do that plate cutting mod at all if you don't have a hotspot board and you don't want to do anything like dangerous. But another thing you could do, that you have to take off all the caps, but you don't have to take the switches. It will take some time, is to get some layers of PE foam and like make cutouts for the switches to go through. You don't have to like take out the switches at all. You have to put back your caps. Might look a little awkward, especially on these keys, which you really don't need to do it on. But your main keys, you might. And yes, it will look, it's a weird idea, but it'll work. Now for the next one, which is also stabilized. So here's how this key sounds with the stabs. Very good. What I've done is taking out the stabs, but I have a hot swap board. So if you don't have a hot swap board, it's essentially pretend this is still on. So what you want to do is like wiggle this part until the actual stabilizer gets off, because you won't need those anymore. Taking off the stabilizers and putting the actual keycap. In my case, it sounds worse since my stabilizers are fully modded. But for a person who has terrible stabilizers, they can't really mod. This is a good idea. Long term, it might feel weird, but it's a good option. Now, the next mod is quite the most simplest mod, and it could be the most expensive mod, but it could be the most stylish mod. So, take off the keycap. This is a Daiso PBT double shot keycap, so it's good for what it is. But if you have, but the thing is keycaps can change the sound of this, sound of keyboards. And so what I did is that I'm going to show you the demonstration. So here's an ABS keycap. It's all going to sound different, but here's what's normally going to sound like. Here's the ABS. Here's with the PBT keycap. And these keycaps are the same size. As you can see, it sounds better with the PBT keycap. Also, if you can't really hear a sound difference and you got some good ABS keycaps, the thing is that ABS plastic wears off really fast. So it's going to get all shiny and it's going to wear out compared to a normal PBT cap, which will last longer. That was all the modding stuff listed. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this.